All right, folks, in this nugget, we're going to take a look at Office 365. We're going to take a look particularly at just an overview of Office 365 and the various products that they do offer, because it depends on if you're a home user, business user, and what tier of business user you are. And then we'll also take a look at basic installation of Office 365. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's take a look here at installing Office 365. Now, you might be a little bit confused by that, because when we think of installations, we normally think of a normal MSI installation or a desktop application, whereas Office 365, isn't that in the cloud? Doesn't that mean that I can just run this as long as I have an internet connection? Well, yes, both things are actually true. Let me show you what I mean. Here we have, for example, if we go to the home versions of these, and these probably don't apply too much to the 70-697 exam, but I just want you to be be aware of the fact that they are available here. And we can do it for PC or for Mac, but here's Office 365 Home, for example. This is actually still going to include, if we look at down here, full installed Office applications. Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and OneNote. Those are the main things, right? And it can also include Outlook, Publisher, and Access for the different versions that we see moving further over to the right. Notice that these have trial versions that you can try for free if you want to. I think it's for a month. And so we can work with these, and we can purchase these for monthly or yearly subscriptions. We don't have to have an annual commitment for these versions of this. These over here to the right, these over to the right three, are all full installations of MSIs without cloud-based access to Office of any kind. Okay, so that's kind of the more conventional Office installation that you might be accustomed to in the past. And you can look at the various other options down through here. You can, get Skype, all of that sort of stuff. But what we're probably more interested in for the 70-697 is the Business Edition. No, I don't need to chat. I'm sure you're very nice, but no thank you. We're going to go to the Business section over here. And as we go over here, we can see additional plans and pricing. Now, this actually has two tiers under the Business section. This is the first tier where we see these three, Office 365 Business Essentials, Business, and Business Premium. You can see here again that this does, in this particular case, it's an annual commitment. Okay, so you might not feel like you really want to jump in right quite yet. And if that's the case, you can just try one of these other ones and then just go to the trial, because there is a trial for these. If you go down to the bottom, notice that there's a free trial for the two over on the right, Business and Business Premium. And you can also, once you go to the trial, let's say you've gone to the Business one here and you go to the trial, and you decide, ooh, I really only want Business Essentials. You can kind of downgrade, so to speak, to that one and choose. You can go up or down once you decide to pull the trigger and actually choose one of these options. And again, going back up to the top here, you can kind of go through the list and see what various options are available. I'll leave that up to you. Now, what we're probably going to be more interested in for the 70-697 exam, and also maybe for your own purposes, is the enterprise versions of this. Notice that, again, we also have this band up here at the top where you can click on these, including the enterprise versions. But we'll just go down here to see more plans and pricing, and that'll show us all six that are available. This is the ones we looked at before, just a little bit different format. But now we also see these enterprise options. Notice that there's E1, Pro Plus, and Enterprise E3. These are just different sizings, if you will, for the available options that you get with these. So as we go on down here, then we can see, for example, that we again have a variety of different applications available. Again, they're all full installed Office applications. Okay, and notice that for some of these, we also have Office on tablets and phones. That'll include Android, iOS, things like that. So we have some additional flexibility there, iPads, any other kind of those tablets, and so on. We also have online versions of Office, and that's what these all include. That's what I was mentioning earlier when I was talking about some of the initial confusion where people thought that Office was just available only in the cloud. Well, it's available as a download so that you install it as a desktop application, and if that's not available for some reason, or maybe you're using a guest computer or you're at home where you don't have Office installed, you can just connect to the internet. And now you have online versions of Word, Excel, and PowerPoint that you can use. May have slightly less functionality depending upon what you're trying to do, but for essentials, it really works out pretty well. So again, you can take a look at the various storage things that are available to you, but what I want to do is get down to the bottom here and notice that, again, we have these free trials. So we already looked at the fact that these two have free trials, Business and Business Premium, but notice that if you want to go to the Enterprise versions, there's only one free trial, and that's Enterprise E3. I think there's a little bit of clever marketing in that, because Microsoft wants to give you all the bells and whistles, and once you have that and your trial expires, nobody ever wants to downgrade. They don't want to say, ooh, I just want to go to Pro Plus and lose some of these great features that I've been using. So I think they try to lynch you on this one right here. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and go to the free trial here, and I'll show you how to set this up. So I'm going to go ahead and click on free trial here. And as we do that, it's going to give us an option here to sign in. And of course, I'm going to have to enter in, with a name and address and phone numbers and all of this kind of stuff. So I'm going to kind of pre-fill in some of this stuff, and then we'll resume. All right, got some information in here, and I'm just entering in, this is just a temporary email I'm entering in for my company. I'll just delete it when this is all done. I forgot the phone number. So I'm going to enter in a phone number here. By the way, this is my personal cell phone number, so feel free at any time to just call up and chat. And we'll have a conversation, or you can text me at this number, okay? And then we'll enter in a username, and I'll just enter in, how about, trainer. And then we'll enter in the name of my company. So let's go with, AccuSource 01, okay? And that's because AccuSource is already taken. I've done this before for other courses and so on, and so now AccuSource as a single name is already taken. So I'll have to append a 01 there. And then I'll enter in a password. Oh, quit telling on me, Microsoft. I know it's weak, but it's just for demo purposes, okay? All right. So anyway, then we'll go ahead and click on next here and continue on through the process. There's not really a whole lot to all of this. Once again, I'm going to enter in my personal cell phone number here. Feel free to call anytime. And there we go. All right. So we'll go ahead and send a text to that number. And when I've got that, I'll continue on. Okay, and I just got the text on my cell phone, so let's see. This is 968. What is it? 971. 971. Okay. And that's only a one-time code, so nothing particularly security sensitive there. All right, then we'll go ahead and continue on. You do want to save this information. You might want to print it out or something like that. I think you also get an email, by the way. And then you can also print the screen if you want. But now that's all set, so we're going to go ahead and click here to you're ready to go. And notice you can also bookmark the sign-in page. Might make things a little bit easier for you. So as one of the exam objectives is installation, it's really not that hard. I'm just going to click on install now. That's going to download the bits that we need to install this as a local installation. Actually, notice that it's only 1 megabyte. That just is kind of a launcher. So I'm going to go ahead and just run that one. And once it's done, it will download the rest of the bits. Also, you can set up Office on your smartphones or devices. And you saw that there in the background. Let me click back here. Office on your devices. Again, that will tell you where to get these for iOS and for Android. Also, as email is sometimes something you have to, a little bit complicated, you have to set up the email for Office 365 apps on your device, because you're also going to have an email account that can be routed through here as well. So you need to make sure that your Office apps or your email applications are set up. And it's not too hard. You just click here to the link and it'll open up this little window, and you'll see that you'll have a variety of instructions that you can pick from here. Okay, so it's pretty simple. But let's go back to this installation, which is just getting started here. And again, it's downloading additional things here, and so we're about 91%. When I have something more to show, I'll resume recording. All right, and finally, at long last, we have the installation complete. It took actually quite a while because I forgot that I had some virtual machines being moved in the background, and it was consuming all my bandwidth. But as we click on next here, you can, of course, choose Use Recommended Settings. I'm not going to really go through all of this specifically. I'm just clicking Next so that we can get to the end of this. One thing that you will want to know some more about is OneDrive. If you're not already familiar with it, it's kind of Microsoft's answer to Dropbox and a lot of these other online storage, Google Drive, those sorts of things. And this is something where you can, of course, have a document in the cloud and access it from your PC, your laptop, or your phone, or whatever else. Okay, and then what we want to do is we can choose, some kind of a what do you call this? A theme or something like that. And you can see a sample of it down here. Again, I'm going to quickly kind of go through this. And you could look at a kind of a tour of all of this, but I'm just going to say no thanks so that we can just finish this out. Now, once that's been done, we actually do have Microsoft Office installed locally. In fact, if we just go to the Start menu here, you'll see that on Start, we already have Word 2013 that's already added to the recently added. But in the reality, there's other apps that have also been recently added here under Microsoft Office 2013. And here they all are. Now, I'm not going to open all of these and show them all to you. But you can just see, obviously, that if I open one of these, that it's, again, a locally installed app. That's pretty good for now. Oops, it disconnected me. I'm connected through a remote desktop. Apparently, when you launch Word, it disconnects you. I don't know what happened here. But anyway, you get the idea there. We have now got Microsoft Office installed. Okay, well, I just skipped ahead and went over to the actual virtual machine you can see here I'm just running all this in VMware. So anyway, I went ahead and just directly connected it. But the point I want to make here is that if I click on File and Save As, you'll notice that there is an option here to connect to OneDrive where you do have to sign in. So you just enter in the phone number or email address, and as you click next through this, you'll then have documents in the cloud. In this nugget, we took a look at Office 365. We looked at a basic overview of Office 365. And then we took a look at the installation, which, wow, that actually took a little while. You wouldn't know that, but I went offline to do it. It's actually Labor Day today. And it took so long, I went out and grilled out hot dogs and hamburgers for the whole family and came back in to finish the recording. Well, I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for